Boys, today is the day. The day to be disappointed. It's time to prepare for despair. It's the day of the 2022 NFL Draft. The Seattle Seahawks with pick number 9. What will they do? How incredibly historically will we be able to mess up this draft pick? Let's find out. But before we actually get into watching the Seahawks completely piss their pants and ruin the draft, Pete Carroll and John Schneider are going to need diapers today. We are going to be looking at what the Seattle Seahawks could potentially do in this draft. So today I have gotten 6 different pieces of evidence for who we could possibly take at number 9. I have 5 separate mock draft sites that all had different, simulations up until the Seattle Seahawks pick. And I have one man, someone I believe in wholeheartedly when it comes to anything about the draft because he sounds incredibly smart, Brett Kollman. He is going to be giving the Seattle Seahawks pick in his mock draft. I haven't seen it. I just cut to the point where it's the Seahawks, and I stopped it. So now we're going to get right into it. We are going to leave Brett Kollman for last, and we're going to get right into the first mock draft. Now I'm going to have to move around my little face a lot here because all of these things have different formats. But as you can see, how this draft has gone, we had Travon Walker go first, Aiden Hudson, Sauce Gardner's gone, Kayvon Thibodeau, he's supposed to be falling, but they still have him going 4. Evan Neal, Ikem Ekwonu, Jermaine Johnson, and then Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson and anything like quarterback or wide receiver being taken early in this draft would be fantastic for us. But at this pick, we are left with a decision. At number 9, do we want Derek Stingley? Do we want Charles Cross? Now, of course, both of these are major, major holes in our team. Derek Stingley, I mean, corner one, do we really have a very solid corner one option? I mean, we have Trey Brown, who was fantastic last year, but really, we don't have an offensive tackle on the roster. So I love Derek Stingley, but for this one, I might have to say Charles Cross. This may be a stupid issue or a stupid idea, but I think when it comes to Derek Stingley or Charles Cross, I would not be mad at either of these. But when I look at the team right now, I believe in Trey Brown much more than I believe in whoever is behind Jake Curhan at tackle. So I'm going to be taking Charles Cross. So I don't really care what they do after that. Let's move on to Pro Football Focus. This one is absolutely wild. We had a run on corners in this. We had Aiden Hudson, Kayvon Thibodeau, Travon Walker taken top 3, and then we had Derek Stingley taken to the Jets, which makes a whole lot of sense. We had Ikem Ekwonu and Charles Cross taken 5 and 6, and then Sauce Gardner and Trent McDuffie got taken. Trent McDuffie at 8. That is incredible for us because that leads us to have the easiest pick of our life, Evan Neal at number 9. Fantastic pick for us. And now we move on to the next one as they continue going. And this one is interesting. All right, this one is an intriguing one because we have an offer, a trade offer from the Houston Texans. Trade down 4 picks and give up a 3rd rounder to get pick number 3 or 4 in the 2nd round. That sounds fantastic. If we didn't have possibly the best offensive lineman in this class, if not the best prospect in this class, Ikem Ekwonu. Very good right now, has a ton of potential to continue to get better. Incredible athleticism. If he is available at our pick, I will cry if we don't take him. This is like the Creed Humphrey of last year, where like he is guaranteed going to be very, very good, and he has a lot of room to grow. I really love Ikem Ekwonu. Him being available at 9 is an absolute godsend, and I think that is a no doubt home run for the Seattle Seahawks. If he's there, the Seahawks better lock in that pick within a millisecond. We got that boy. And now we move on to another one where in this one, it didn't work out too well in our favor. We have Aiden Hudson, Thibodeau, and then we have Evan Neal, Ikem Ekwonu, Sauce Gardner, Charles Cross, Travon Walker, and Derek Stingley all going. So all of like the top favorite options for the Seattle Seahawks have gone. And I think in this situation, this is where the Seahawks would become absolutely brain dead and take Trevor Penning. This is where I have that issue, or we become absolutely brain dead and take Malik Willis. But in this scenario, I like Jermaine Johnson over both of those options. So if this is how the board falls, I would be happy with a Jermaine Johnson selection. And that is who we will draft in this one. And then in the final mock draft, this one kind of went similar to the first one where you got Hutchinson, Thibodeau. I don't know how Thibodeau is going number 2 in this draft. He is supposed to fall. Walker goes 3, Ikem Ekwonu 4, Sauce Gardner, Evan Neal, Kyle Hamilton going off the board, and Malik Willis going off the board is great for us. But that leaves us with the same scenario that we were in the first mock draft, where you have Derek Stingley and Charles Cross both available, both very good options to fill some very big needs for the Seattle Seahawks. But you know, seeing as though I still believe that I believe in Trey Brown more than I believe in whoever our second or whoever is behind Jake Curhan on our tackle spot, I would still take Charles Cross. However, because I've already taken Charles Cross over Derek Stingley, we'll do Derek Stingley in this one. And now, what probably matters the most, right? This probably matters the absolute most. The man himself, Brett Kollman, the GOAT. Everything he says sounds incredibly correct. Like he could tell me that I like men, and he'd make me think I like men because I do if he says I do, and DK Metcalf. But we're going to be taking a look at what Brett Kollman thinks the Seattle Seahawks will be taking. I'm going to mute this. Hopefully he's not talking. I just don't want any like copyrighted music or anything. But the Seattle Seahawks at pick number 9 via the Denver Broncos. Oh my God. Dude, Ikem Ekwonu. If the Seattle Seahawks get Ikem Ekwonu at pick number 9, I will be ecstatic. I will be so happy with that. Icky. I don't know what people are calling him right now, but man, that would be fantastic. But, there's also rumors that the Seattle Seahawks are going to be trading back up into late first round to get Desmond Ridder. Apparently, Desmond Ridder is their guy at quarterback, and that is something that I really enjoy the sound of. Imagine we get Icky and Desmond Ridder. Oh, that'd be the perfect first round. Like, if that happened, I would be incredibly happy. That would, make up for the last 5 years of mistakes from the Seattle Seahawks. If Pete Carroll and John Schneider somehow finagle, and Ikem Ekwonu at pick number 9, and then trade one of our second rounders, maybe a third, maybe a fourth, like a second rounder, a fourth, and a fifth to get back up into the late first round, get Desmond Ridder, oh boy, that'd be a fantastic day one of the NFL draft. I would be incredibly happy for that. So for that reason, me holding out hope for us doing something like that, I am not going to make an immediate reaction to whoever we select at pick number 9. I'm going to wait like I did last year, where I wait until the morning after. So just in case anything happens in the first round, I can be prepared for it. But hey, if we get Ikem Ekwonu, there were 2 separate occurrences in which we got Ikem Ekwonu, 2 separate occurrences in which we could have gotten Charles Cross, and 2 separate occurrences in which we could have gotten Derek Stingley. One where we could have gotten Evan Neal, and then one where we didn't get any of them, right? So the draft, obviously, as you saw, can go any which way. If teams like the Lions, like the Panthers, like the Falcons start taking quarterback or wide receiver, that'd be fantastic for us. But if teams take kind of like best player available instead of taking like wide receiver or something like that, that's when there might become issues for us. Because, if a wide receiver or a quarterback or both are taken off the board within the first 8 picks, we are guaranteed to get someone good. If no one in quarterback, wide receiver, safety, anything like that is taken in the first 8 picks, we might have a bit of a situation where it might make a little bit of sense to trade down. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the 2022 NFL draft. I'm very worried about how high my hopes are for this draft, but I guess we'll just have to see what Pete Carroll and John Schneider do. How can they mess this up? If Ikem Ekwonu is on the board and we don't take him, I'm jumping out a window. And that's going to be it for this video, boys. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this. What of your mock drafts led the Seattle Seahawks to pick? Who do you think most realistically the Seattle Seahawks will get at 9? I think most realistically, I think Jermaine Johnson is the guy we take, mainly because a lot of the guys that were available on this are not going to be available. Stingley's getting a lot of hype for going top 5. Ikem Ekwonu's not going to be available in the real draft. I think Charles Cross and Evan Neal are going to be taken early because a lot of teams need offensive tackle. So I think Jermaine Johnson will be one of the few guys available, but there's always the chance that something good happens and we're left with a very positive outcome for the Seattle Seahawks. But like I said, let me know down below in the comments what you think Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new with that. I'd like to thank you for watching. Have a great day.